Good afternoon, everyone. I kind of wanted to do some guitar videos here, just to, I guess, share some of the techniques I've been learning. And the one thing I want to look at today is the pentatonic scale. Now, the pentatonic scale is called that because it's got 5 tones. So we're doing in D minor up here on the 10th fret, so you can see it on the camera. So you've got the root, D, the 3rd, which is F, the 4th, which is G, the 5th, which is A, and the 7th, which is C. So it's a scale with 5 notes to it. And this is, the pentatonic scale is something, almost every beginner guitarist learns. As soon as they pick up the guitar, almost, they learn the pentatonic scale. And this is a massively exciting moment for a lot of guitarists, because all of a sudden, you've got something that's very easy to play, and you can use it to so long with your favorite rock songs, or your favorite blues songs, or your favorite whatever songs, and you can, kind of play the pentatonic solos. And so you've got that sort of thing going on there. And what ends up happening is people see that and they associate it with beginner guitar, and they kind of learn their major scales and their minor scales and their modes and their diminished scales and their half diminished scales, and they say pentatonic scales, they're like they're for baby guitars, they're like the bottles, and so they might play something like haha, you thought I was playing a pentatonic idea, but nope, surprise, I'm playing a major scale, playing in C major. But hopefully people, you want to see people kind of start to come out of that mentality and start, kind of stop seeing the pentatonic scale as this new basic thing that beginner guitars use, and instead see it as a viable technique you can use all over the place. So for me, it was actually a pianist who showed me this. A guy who posts videos on YouTube. His account name is Lot2Learn. That's the number 2, and he does some fantastic stuff. Like I don't really play piano myself, but just the way he annotates it and he shows what he's thinking and why he's doing things. Like, you should really check it out, even if you don't play piano. He does some fantastic stuff. But what I want to show you today is this idea of how we can kind of work the pentatonic scale into play it in more exciting ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the D minor pentatonic scale, so the one we were doing earlier. But we're going to be doing it over a G minor 7 chord. And so this is interesting, and so kind of the technique behind this is you take your root chord, which is in this case G minor, and you play the pentatonic scale of a fifth higher. So G, A, B, C, D is our 5th here. And if you want to find that easily on the guitar, find your note on the 5th fret, so G here, then just go down a string. So G, down 1 string to D, and there's your 5th. And what happens is when you play the pentatonic of the 5th over the root chord, you get this really interesting, this wide open modern sound, very neutral, very it's a sound I really enjoy anyway. So you play a chord like this. So you kind of, and it sounds, obviously, it works a lot better if you've got a band under you, kind of playing in G minor. If I had a looping pedal or whatever, I'd do that. But anyway, so the reason why it sounds cool is, you look at the notes in the D minor pentatonic scale, and how do these relate to G minor? Well, you've got the 5th, which is D. You've got F, which is the 7, the minor 7. G, which is the root, A, which is the 9, and you've got C, which is the 11. So if we were to play that as a chord, it would sound like this. A G minor 11 no third, and but by taking this this chord here and by using the pentatonic scale underneath it to kind of get this wider open modern sound, you really explore. You're using all notes from the key of G minor, but you're using notes that you wouldn't normally play over the G minor chord, right? You've got the 7 and the 11, or the 9 and the 11 rather. So you're kind of exploring these new sounds that you wouldn't otherwise use, and it becomes a really cool way to breathe new life into an old scale and also into an old key. Now, the one thing you do have to watch out for is you have to watch out for the root, which on your pentatonic scale is going to be your third note up. So you have to watch out for that note, the G, because in music the root note is like a period. And it's like when you play the root note, your sentence is ending. So when you're playing, you kind of want to do something like you want to avoid hitting this note a lot, because that's like just shoving a period into the middle of your sentence and you don't really know what's going on. When I play that, I'm not done my phrase, but I'm kind of forced to stop anyway because I've gone and hit that note, and you kind of want to do something like instead like. It kind of shows that you're done. And again, normally the root is D, but because we're in the key of G minor, you have to watch out because the root is now G. So those are just some fun things you can do with the pentatonic scale. And of course you can apply that to any key, just by taking the minor chord. Here we're in E minor, go down a string to B and play B minor pentatonic. Anyway, so fun with pentatonics. Fantastic. All right, I will see you next